Welcome back to the show! Today, we're diving deep into a groundbreaking development in the world of artificial intelligence. NVIDIA, the powerhouse behind stunning graphics, has just unveiled a new open-source AI model that's set to rival industry giants. We'll be exploring this model in detail, discussing how it could impact our daily lives, and shaping the future of technology.
All right, so are you ready to dive into some seriously cool AI stuff today?
Always ready to dive in. What do we have?
Well, remember when we were talking about NVIDIA and what they might do next?
Yeah.
They just dropped a huge AI model, and get this, it's open source.
Wow. Yeah, you weren't kidding about huge news. This is really going to shake things up in the AI world.
So this deep dive is all based on an article from VentureBeat.
Okay.
It came out October 1st, 2024.
Right.
And the title kind of says it all. NVIDIA just dropped a bombshell. Its new AI model is open, massive, and ready to rival GPT-4.
Definitely eye-catching.
So NVIDIA is launching this new AI model family, NVLM 1.0, but the big deal is NVLM D72B.
Yeah, that's the one that everyone's talking about. I mean, we all know NVIDIA is a big player in the computing world.
Right.
But with NVLM D72B, they're stepping into the ring with the heavyweights of large language models.
So like going head-to-head with GPT-4, the AI behind ChatGPT.
Exactly. The AI that can write a whole screenplay, compose a symphony, answer almost any question you can throw at it.
Wow, and NVIDIA is aiming for that top spot.
They're not just aiming for it, they're changing the whole game. The really crazy part is that they're making the core technology behind NVLM open source. And we're not talking about some watered-down version either. This is the real deal.
Okay, I know open source is a big deal, but can you break that down for those of us who don't speak fluent tech?
Sure. It basically means they're handing over the keys to the kingdom. Imagine giving every aspiring mechanic the blueprints to a Formula One race car.
Okay, I see where you're going with this. So anyone, like researchers, developers, even small startups, they can all access this technology.
Precisely. And they can use it to build their own AI applications without starting from scratch. The possibilities are mind-blowing.
Hold on, so NVIDIA is just giving away what could be a billion-dollar AI model. Why on earth would they do that?
It's a bold move, that's for sure. And no one knows for certain. But there are some interesting theories. One idea is that it could spark this huge wave of innovation. What if the development of advanced AI wasn't limited to just a few giant tech companies anymore?
You're saying that NVIDIA is leveling the playing field, giving everyone a shot at creating the next big thing in AI.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like taking a secret recipe and sharing it with the whole world. Who knows what amazing dishes people could create?
So instead of just a few chefs guarding their secret recipes, we could have a global kitchen of AI innovation.
Precisely. And that could lead to incredible breakthroughs. Think new medical discoveries, groundbreaking engineering feats, even entirely new industries that we can't even imagine yet.
That's incredible, but I have to admit, I'm also a little worried. We're talking about very powerful technology here. What's to stop someone from misusing it?
That's the million-dollar question. It's something the entire AI community is grappling with. It's like giving someone a supercar, but you hope they remember to use their turn signal. Developing ethical guidelines and safety measures is going to be absolutely crucial.
Right, because this tech has so much potential for good.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've got this incredibly powerful open source AI, but what can it actually do? One thing I saw was this word multimodal. What does that even mean?
It's one of the coolest things about NVLM, honestly. It means that this AI isn't just limited to understanding text or images. It can process and analyze both at the same time.
So it's not just a chatbot. It's more like a digital Leonardo da Vinci. It can analyze a painting and write a poem about it at the same time.
That's a great way to put it. But it goes beyond just creativity. Picture this.
Yeah.
You show NVLM a math problem, like something scrawled on a napkin.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
This AI can not only solve the problem, but it can explain every single step of its reasoning in plain English, like a personal tutor.
Wait, seriously, it can understand a handwritten math problem and solve it.
Yep. It's a perfect example of how NVLM is pushing the boundaries of what we thought AI was capable of. This ability to connect images and language opens up a whole new world of possibilities.
Like what? What else can this multimodal thing do? So we've got this AI that can read my messy handwriting and explain math problems better than my teachers ever could.
And that's just the start. Remember how we talked about NVLM being multimodal, able to understand both text and images?
Yeah.
Well, it's not just about recognizing objects in a picture. This AI can actually understand humor in a meme.
Wait, hold on. You're saying it can get the joke Humor is so subjective. How's that even possible?
That's what's so incredible. It can interpret visual cues, understand those subtle things in language, and put it all together to understand humor. It's not about telling pre-programmed jokes. It's about actually understanding what makes a meme funny.
That's wild. What could this mean for things like online content moderation? Could it tell the difference between a harmless joke and something truly offensive?
Exactly. Or imagine the possibilities for marketing, creating campaigns that actually resonate with people because the AI understands what they find funny. It could be huge.
Okay, this is blowing my mind. But let's switch gears for a second and talk about this whole open source thing. How are other AI developers reacting to NVIDIA's big move?
Well, to put it mildly, they're freaking out a little. For a long time, the most cutting-edge AI development has been kept under wraps at companies like Google and OpenAI.
Right, their top models are like super secret recipes.
Exactly. But NVIDIA is changing the game. By making NVLM open source, they're challenging the entire power structure of the AI world.
So it's like they're saying, we're not just playing the game, we're rewriting the rules.
Exactly. And it puts a ton of pressure on the other big players. Do they stick with their closed-off approach, or do they follow NVIDIA's lead and embrace open source?
It's a real David versus Goliath situation. So do you think other companies will actually follow suit?
It's tough to say. On one hand, open source AI could lead to this incredible explosion of innovation. Imagine a global network of researchers and developers all working together. We could see breakthroughs we haven't even dreamed of yet.
But on the other hand, these companies have invested billions in their AI models. Sharing that tech, even if it leads to faster progress overall, might not be the best business move.
That's the dilemma. Short-term profits versus long-term vision. NVIDIA is betting big on collaboration, but only time will tell if it pays off.
It's a fascinating gamble, but let's get back to NVLM itself. We've talked about its multimodal capabilities, the open source aspect, but there's one more thing I found really interesting, something that surprised even the researchers.
You mean the fact that NVLM D72B actually gets better at text-based tasks after being trained on visual data?
That's the one. It seems so counterintuitive. You'd think adding another layer, like image recognition, would make it worse at processing language, not better.
It's bizarre, right? It's like learning a new language by immersing yourself in the culture. You pick up on nuances and patterns you'd never get from a textbook.
So you're saying that by seeing the world, even through images, this AI gains a deeper understanding of language itself.
Precisely. It suggests that our brains don't process information in these separate boxes. There's this amazing connection between our senses, and this AI seems to be tapping into that.
That's huge for AI development. Imagine what we could achieve if we unlock the secrets of that kind of learning.
The possibilities are endless. And to think, we're only just scratching the surface of what AI like NVLM can do.
I don't know about you, but sometimes I have to just stop and think about how fast AI is growing. It's really kind of amazing.
It really is. It's like we're watching a whole new era being born right in front of us.
Yeah, and we don't even know what the rules are yet.
Exactly, and that's what makes this whole thing so exciting, so challenging.
It feels like we're at a crossroads, you know? Like down one path, there's this incredible potential for good, like real progress.
Right.
But down the other path, there's this, I don't know, this uncertainty, like we're stepping into the unknown.
It's that balance that makes AI so fascinating, so difficult to grapple with. It makes us ask some really big questions about what it means to be human.
And those questions are more important than ever now that NVIDIA has thrown open the doors with this whole open source approach.
It really is a game changer.
What do you think? Is this move towards being more transparent, more collaborative, is it good for the future of AI?
Well, it's a tough question. There's no easy answer.
Right.
I mean, the potential benefits are huge, that's for sure. We could see innovation at a pace we've never seen before. Everyone would have access to this cutting-edge technology.
Not just a select few companies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that means more people from all kinds of backgrounds could contribute to developing AI.
Well, we can't forget about the risks either.
Absolutely. Like we said before, with great power comes great responsibility.
So it's not enough to just focus on the code itself. It's about the conversations we have about it, the ethics, the impact it could have on society.
It's about all of it, yeah.
Like this whole thing with NVLM being able to learn like humans do, that's a huge deal.
It really is.
But it also makes you wonder, if AI can think like us, how do we make sure it shares our values?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's one we're going to be wrestling with for a long time.
For sure. So for our listeners who are just as fascinated by all of this as we are, what's the one thing you hope they take away from this deep dive into NVIDIA and their AI?
I want them to know that the future of AI is not set in stone. It's not decided. It's a story that's still being written, and we're all part of it.
I love that. So what can our listeners do to be a part of shaping this future instead of just watching it happen?
Stay curious, stay informed, and never, ever stop asking questions. Don't be afraid to challenge assumptions, to really think critically about this technology.
And to demand transparency from the people creating it.
Exactly.
I couldn't say it better myself. A huge thank you to our expert for guiding us through all of this. And to all of you listening, keep those amazing questions coming. We'll keep diving into the most fascinating stories in the world of AI. Until next time.